Hey guys, welcome to question 210 of the Further Maths Fortify study guide. This question reads, a football team consists of players with one of three hairstyles: mullet, buzz cut, or long, each denoted by M, B, and L. Each year for the first 3 years, the player's choice of haircut is expected to change according to the transition T1, and then we're given this transition matrix. Tells us that our mullets, buzz cuts, and long hair, how they go from 1 year to the next year for the first 3 years. We're then given a little bit more information. After the first 3 years, due to changes in fashion, the player's choice of haircut is expected to change yearly according to the transition matrix T2, and then we're given the transition matrix for the next 3 years, which takes us from these hairstyles to next year, these hairstyles and the percentages of players who are going to go from one to another. In year 1, 9 players had mullets, 7 players had buzz cuts, and 14 players had long hair. Let S1 be the state matrix for year 1. The number of players expected to have a mullet, a buzz cut, or long hair in year 6 can be found by evaluating what? And then we're given 5 different solutions there. Now, an easy place to start this question is actually by finding that initial state matrix. So we're going to find what that matrix is. Now, we know that the initial state matrix is going to be vertical. I can give a bit of a further lowdown on why that happens. If you want in another video, please just comment that in the comments below and I'll get onto it. But we know that this is vertical and it goes 9, 7, 14, because we're told that 9 players have buzz cuts this year. Sorry, 9 players have mullets this year, 7 players have buzz cuts this year, and 14 players have long hair. And we want for our state matrix, our initial state matrix to line up properly with our transition matrix. So we want it to be in the order M, B, L. Excellent. So now the way this is going to start, first of all, we're going to need to go through the first 3 years. So we've got our first year being described here, and we're going to go through the first sort of 3 years using this initial this transition matrix, T1, and then we're going to use T2. So the first step is going to be for us to have T1 to the power of 3 times S1. So the reason that I've got T1 on the left and S1 on the right in this matrix product here is this T1 is a 3 by 3 matrix. Our initial state matrix is a 3 by 1, which means in order for the answer to be, or the product to be defined, they must be in this order. Transition matrix first, then state matrix. Now we're going to apply this first transition 3 times, and of course this is the state matrix for year 1, which means that applying the transition matrix 3 times is going to take us to year 4. This is probably the part that's going to confuse a lot of people. This will take us to year 4. Have a think about that if that's confusing, but each time we've applied the transition matrix, it's taken us to a new year. So year 1 looks like this on its own. The first time we apply the transition matrix takes us to year 2, and then we're going to apply it 2 more times, so it's going to take us to year 3, then year 4. Now, that product is also going to be a 3 by 1 matrix, which means that when we apply the next lot of transitions and we use T2, that's also going to be on the furthest left. So T2 is going to have to multiply whatever this was to turn into, and it's going to multiply it again. But for now, the number of transitions that we need to make using T2 is going to be 2, because this got us to year 4, so 2 more transitions using T2 will take us to year 6, which is what we want. So we have T2 2 times our T1 to the power of 3 times S1, which means our answer is T2 to the power of 2, T1 to the power of 3, S1. Excellent, which means that our answer should be option C. If you guys have any questions about that, please drop them in the comments below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.